To our dear Professor, Ma'am Nerissa M. Beatriz, my online classmates, pleasant day to everyone. So our task is to discuss about Chapter 34, which is about an exceptional children. So my name is Rica Francisco Arnedo, a teacher 1 from Umbao National High School, Bulacan, Camarines Sur. So I will be the first reporter. So I will discuss about the different classification of an exceptional children, and with my co-reporter, Ma'am Jacqueline Avila, she will discuss about the parenting of an exceptional children. Who are exceptional children? So according to CRIC of the American National Society for the Study of the Education, an exceptional child, he is who deviates from the normal child in physical, mental, and social characteristics to such an extent that he requires a modification of school practices or special education services in order to develop to his maximum capacity. So we have here the different classification of an exceptional children. First is the physically exceptional children. So these are the sensory disabled children, children with motor disabilities, and the multiple handicapped children. So for sensorily disabled children, those children who are blind, deaf, or dumb are classified under this. So for the children with motor disabilities, these are the children with damaged part of the body, which make the child motor movement of the body irregular and uncontrolled. And for the multiple handicapped children, we have the children who are suffering from more than one physical deformity. So these children need special programs or special methods of teaching, especially for the equipment and different teaching aids. So for the next classification, we have the mentally exceptional children. So for the mentally exceptional children, we have gifted children, creative children, and a mentally deficient children. So for the gifted children, the term gifted encompasses those children who possesses a superior intellectual potential and functional ability to achieve academically in the top 15 to 20% of the school population. So their IQ is above 140. For creative children, so according to research, these children with average intelligence has been found more creative. But for mentally deficient children, these are children that are having negative abnormalities and are mentally deficient children. So their IQ is less than the average one. So for the third classification, we have the educationally exceptional children. So educationally bright children, backward children, and disabled children. So for the bright children, we have a high adaptability to learning, understanding, and assimilation of thoughts of high standards. So their IQ is higher than the normal children. For the educationally backward children, these children are educationally backward in their age by 1 or 2 years. For the learning disabled, these children are educationally average or good but experience difficulty in learning and any special subject. So there are three groups comprising the intellectually exceptional children. On one hand, we have the gifted child, the child with superior intellect. These gifted children exceeds in terms of intelligence quotient of 130 and generally fall between the IQ of 130 and 180 or above. So for the last classification, we have the socially exceptional children. Number one is deprived children. So the state of deprivation arises among children due to some social, economic, and cultural deficiencies. Next is the maladjusted children. Maladjusted children cannot make adjustment in the society due to family problems, personal problems, health and emotional maladjustment. Another here is the problematic children. So this includes of the children who create problems from very young age. They create problems for everybody. Next is a juvenile delinquents children. Those who are involved in antisocial activities, breaking laws, doing destructive work like murder, rape, violence, and thefts. We have here another is deviant children. These children are those who lack conformity to the rule, exceptions, or expectation in a given social situation. And the last one is the emotionally disturbed children. Those that are unable to maintain satisfactory or interpersonal relationship at home, in the neighborhood, school, and society. So these children, so under this classification, these children need special care and attention. They may be disrupt the rest of the class by their irregular class attendance. They may place under pressure on the teacher and may not be able to learn because of their own inner conflicts and anxieties. So these children need the help of child guidance specialist and a mental hygiene approach. So that's all for the different classification of the children, of our unexceptional children. So next topic is about parenting of unexceptional children, to be discussed by Ma'am Jacqueline Abila.
Hi everyone, I'm the second reporter of Chapter 34. I am Jacqueline Granpio Abila. I am from Tigaon, Camarines Sur. And my topic is all about parenting. So when the parents identify that his or her child suffers from disability or a chronic illness, it becomes challenging task for them. Initially, parents will feel alone and isolated. There are some views when they first discover that their child has disability. One of those is, she says that the day when my child was diagnosed as having a disability, I was devastated and so confused that I recall little else about those first day other than the heartbreak. So another parent describes it has a black sack being pulled down over her head, blocking her ability to hear, see, and think in normal ways. Another parent described it as having a knife stuck in her heart. So there are common reaction of parents. One of those is denial. So denying how this can happen. Next is anger. Anger which may be directed towards the medical personnel who provide the information regarding the problem. Grief, something which they do not know how to explain or deal with. Next is fear. Fear, it is an immediate response shown by most of the individual. They usually fear for the unknown than the known. They fear regarding the child's condition that will worsen. The fear almost immobilize the parents. Next is guilt. Guilt regarding whether they are the reason for this. Guilt feelings may also be manifested in spiritual and religious interpretations of blame and punishment. Next is confusion. Confusion marks the traumatic period and leads to sleeplessness, inability to make decisions, and mental overload. Next is powerlessness. The changes which are happening is very difficult to accept. It is hard to rely on judgment, opinions, and recommendation by others. Next is disappointment. So, threat to many parents' egos and challenge to their value system. Next is rejection. Rejection is directed towards the child or towards other family members. Serious form of rejection and not the unknown is the death wish of the child. So we have to seek assistance for other. So there are solutions for this. Next is one is seek the assistance of another parent. So they can seek for help of another parent. So they may realize the importance of the child today, but there will be a time in the parent's life when they realize having a child with disability is a blessing. First, identify the other parent of child with disability. The other solution may be talk with your mate, family, and significant others. Parents usually do not communicate fear feelings with others. One spouse is often concerned about not being a source of strength for the other mate, trying to explain it to others. Talk to children. Identify others with a family structure who can establish a communicative bond with them. Talk with significant others. Next one is rely on positive sources in your life. Positive sources of strength and wisdom might be minister, priest, or rabbi. So next could be a good friend or a counselor. Taking the problem to God would also help them. When feelings are painful, reach out and contact someone. Next, take one day at a time. Fears of the future can immobilize one. Next is learn the terminology. When they are introduced to a new terminology, they should not feel hesitant to ask. Next solution may be seek information. Usually, parents seek the tons of information on the disability. Next is do not be intimidated. Do not feel inadequate in the presence of people. Do not be intimidated by the educational background. Do not bother about asking a lot of questions. Do not be afraid to show emotions. Do not repress the emotions. Next is learn to deal with natural feelings of bitterness and anger. Recognize the anger and learn to let it go and acknowledge and work through the negative feelings. Next is maintain the positive outlook. A positive attitude will be one of the genuinely valuable tools for dealing with problems. Next is keep in touch with reality. So accept the life as it is, accept the change. So remember that time is one on your side. So time can heal many wounds. So thank you very much. That's the end of my report. Have a good day.